Paltrocast.
It's a pleasure to be speaking with you both today. Joel, I'll start with the two-parter for you. How's your day going, and how'd you wind up in this wonderful, wonderful production?
Hi, Darren. Thank you so much. I'm having an amazing day. I'm sitting here with some amazing people. Not this guy, but there's others in the room. We've got an amazing team here making this happen. Getting to talk to you. John's on the bottom of the list. And coming into this project, I read the script, and there was a hope that I just felt was infectious. The script got me really fired up in terms of just living life intentionally and to put that out into the world. I wanted to be a part of telling this story because of how powerfully it affected me.
Now, John, this is the rare movie trailer where I tear up, not the whole movie, the movie trailer, and it's very inspirational, and it's, of course, based on your life and your story. But a lot of people would be hesitant to have a biopic or to be the focal point like this. Yeah. Did you have to be talked into having your book adapted like that?
Yeah, I still need to be talked into it. I'm still not sure if I'm going to greenlight this thing, and we're about a day away from it. So
got it.
Here's the truth. If the film or if the book or if my work was about me, I could not stomach staring in the mirror. But what if the film, the book, and the work is all about others? And what if it's about how God has worked through every one of these individuals I've bumped into in my life to not only save the life of a child who had no real hope, but to breathe life and possibility back into his days as a kid, as a teenager, in his 20s and beyond. So if the film was about me, no way, I could not greenlight that. But if it's about people investing in me, what they did, the love they offered, and the impact they were part of, that's a story our society needs right now. So I'm all in, man. I'm greenlighting this thing and getting behind it.
An inappropriate follow-up question. Are you allowed to go see any baseball teams besides the Cardinals?
It's a very appropriate question. I'm glad someone had the gall to ask it. And of course not, man. I invest in my boys. I'm not going to spend money on some other organization. We need all the help we can get right now.
Being a New Yorker, they just boo everyone and everything. But Joel, over to you. Had you read through John's entire book before it, or is just the script was great, you spoke with John and used those as the guiding principles?
So the latter, actually, of what you said. I had not been familiar with John. The script was the first thing I heard about him. I got to see a little ESPN blurb on his life from, I believe, Joe Buck.
Yeah.
And that's how I was introduced to John. And then when I was prepping after I came on board, I went and watched hours and hours and hours of his speaking engagements online, which everyone else should do. John is an incredible motivation. Yeah. And I listened to his book, On Fire. He did the audio voice on it. He read it himself. And so every morning going into set, I would listen to John's voice. Every day at lunch in my trailer, I would listen to John's voice. And there were a few nights where I fell asleep to John's voice, which is kind of weird to say.
I never hear that again. But can you please cut that?
We should edit that out. We'll do. I just took John on in so many platforms, as much as I could possibly find, in order to do justice on the performance.
So, John, you joked about, hey, maybe I could still block the release. But of course, it's a big honor to have a film about you, especially one that people are going to see. But did you have any hesitation of, this might elevate me so people know me in a bigger way? In other words, a lot of people kind of struggle with the idea that they might be recognized, although you do have your motivational speaking career.
I still struggle with being recognized. I'm an introvert, and I am first and foremost a husband and a dad and a son and a neighbor and a whole lot of seemingly smaller job titles. That's my focus. The reason why I greenlight projects like this is because not only if we can elevate the way people feel about life and themselves and the ability to be charitable and merciful to others, then that's probably a good thing. But being direct with you, if we're elevated, if our little brand, John O'Leary, and our work is elevated, it allows us to do more good work. It allows us to visit more kids. It allows us to make a greater difference in the communities where we serve. And if this film helps us do a little bit more work in the community and draw the community together, I'm excited about that.
A different sort of question. O'Leary is, of course, a very common last name, but Kevin O'Leary ads all the time come up for me on Facebook. Does that happen for you as a result of typing O'Leary a lot?
I'll let Joe go first. I very rarely type in the word O'Leary, so I don't know where that would take me. I'd hate to see it.
I'm going to plead ignorance and say I don't know who Kevin O'Leary is.
He doesn't need to find out about that.
That's
Shark Tank
awesome.
guy.
Now that is a clip you should share all over the place. Sorry, Mr. Wonderful. Apparently you're not.
Oh, Mr. Wonderful. I know that name.
No, that's fine. You don't know him.
I know that name, Mr. Wonderful.
On to the
My
next question
goodness.
here.
Is this not Shark Tank? Are we not on Shark Tank?
So there you go. So following up with all that, Joel, was there any extra prep that was needed for this role besides getting to know John and his work?
Oh, there was a lot. I mean, physically taking on John, it's funny. The table read that we did was the first time I ever tried to use your voice and speak in your mannerism. And it's funny. I walked up to the director, Sean, and I literally just said this. I was like, I'm going to try something. Give me thumbs up and thumbs down throughout the table read. And I was trying to use your voice and it got better. There were scenes that just totally didn't work. I was figuring it out. I was trying it out. And Sean was like, yeah, let's keep working on that and towards that. But also it's the circumstances that John's in. It's the mindset. How is he in college? How is his mindset? He's using alcohol to cover hurt and pain and try to fit in and make yourself seem like the cool party guy to cover what emotionally you're feeling. And so not only to be in the state of buzzed or drunk, but what hurt is that covering? Because that's going to come across in a different way. When you're older, you're doing construction. What's going on there? Where in John's life are we, and what's his emotional state? What's his circumstances? Things like that I got from the book. So the mannerisms I really got from your speaking engagements, watching you on YouTube, listening to your voices, that specifically on the book. But then the stories that John shares, the life lessons, what he pulled from them, talking about his childhood, that there were multiple aspects of me trying to take on John.
Thank you both for taking the time to speak with me, and congratulations on real masterful work that I'm hoping millions upon millions of people getting the opportunity to see.
Thank you, Darren.
Us too.